Record. All right, looks like we are recording. Welcome to another episode of Reliance Real Estate Radio.
Hello, everybody.
We are now past the 40 mark.
Oh, no.
But we've done
Where are we
40
going?
podcasts and videos. Way more videos, way less podcasts, but we're trying to be consistent. And the cool thing about that is we're going to talk about the power of consistency today on episode 41.
Yes.
Cool.
Very cool. Very excited.
Right. So it really doesn't matter what you do once in a while, right? It matters what you do every day. We talk about habits and creating them and routines and creating those and keeping them going. What do you got on that, Jeff?
I also think it's not just routine. I mean, obviously, it's a big part that you're consistent at what you do every day.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also the product or the service that you provide also needs to be very consistent. The CEO of McDonald's actually said, if you're going to make a terrible coffee, make sure that you make a terrible coffee every time, because people that want to come and get that terrible coffee, they know that it's just going to be terrible, but cheap. So the point is clients, customers, they're not going to come to whatever you have, whether it's service or product, if it's inconsistent, just because they don't know what they're going to get every time. So that's why he made that funny analogy. It's not like he sells terrible coffee, but the point is the consumer likes consistency.
Right. Consistency creates accountability to your product, to you,
Yep.
right? You
Absolutely.
can hold yourself accountable to a time that you're going to do something, to the type of coffee you're going to brew. If you go in one location, you're going to have the same experience as the other location, the same food, whatever that may be, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if we're going down that road, I think it also allows for measurement then, because if you can't measure something, you can't like figure out how to scale it or do something different in it, right? And I know we do a lot of consistent items throughout the day, be it calling or texting or emailing clients and follow up and stuff like that. And we measure it, right?
Yeah.
Which allows us to become consistent and more purposeful in what we're doing.
Yeah, it definitely helps us figure out where we're lacking, where improvement is needed, or where our strong suits are. Joe, you mentioned that we do track consistently our time that we prospect, who we're prospecting, which is our biggest, newest thing this year. Because now each week, you and I, when we look at those, we're like, well, we really didn't call this group of people this week. And we got no appointments because of it. So it really gives us an idea. And that's where you're talking about tracking and scaling whatever we're doing to help gain more business from where we might be lacking, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to find out what you're missing then, right? Or where you could do better. So I know if you take, I think it's if you break consistency down and you take success, right? Like striving towards success, and success equals the sum of all the small efforts, right? Repeated day in and day out. It's repeated though. Like that's what consistency is. That's what habits are. And if you're not doing those small, consistent habits every day, you're not going to reach your success goal, which everybody's is different. Like my explanation of what success is, or my definition of what success is different than yours. I mean, they're similar because we're business partners. We have the same mindset moving towards that, but you got to have those small, consistent efforts given daily, right? You have to shower daily. Motivation needs showering. Consistency needs that as well. Like it all kind of plays together. And we're doing, if you've looked back on our last podcast and videos, there's like a common thing here, and we're now on day 28 of the new year. How many people are still going to the gym? How many people are revisiting their New Year's resolution? We started ours the year prior. We always start ours the year prior, because we do our business plan the year prior, knowing that our year ends in December, essentially. And then we start the new year, meaning we're starting with new action plans, revisiting our success, our consistencies, our habits. We review everything down to the 8 equities of life. And if you don't know what that is, reach out, or we'll do a podcast on it soon, I'm sure. But so how consistent are you right now at gaining clarity on your goal? That would
Yeah,
be my question, right?
absolutely. Are you consistently doing the actions taken to produce?
Well,
Whether
what do we do every Monday, Jeff?
we do our accountability, Monday morning accountability, which is every Monday at
Mhm.
11 o'clock, consistent.
Yeah. And in there, we look at, and I'm going to throw some stuff out there you might not understand. You can go to the one thing and look it up, or you can contact us. We can do trainings on them. We can do podcasts on them. I'm sure we'll be talking about them more and more. But in there, we do a 135 and a 411, which we break down, we update. It's a movable, livable document that we can adjust and add to and review the small, consistent things we do to get the one thing basically that we want out of it, right? Which is
Yeah.
our goal. We break that down into 5 strategies, which is a 135. 3 strategies, 5 levers that are going to get you there, 5 actionable things that can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we do those consistently, then that'll work for us.
Yeah,
So it's just an
absolutely.
easy way to break things down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, I think also when it comes to consistency, we've talked about, I think a while ago in podcasts, that when you try to implement something new, you
Mm-hmm.
just can't do it for like a week to
Right.
see if it worked. You have to consistently do it for, whether it's 30, 60, or 90 days before you really could say, did it work or not? So I
That's
think
the measurement,
consistency can really play into that realm of things when you're testing new stuff.
right? Yeah, that's the measurement. Consistency allows for measurement. So if you're going to implement something new, I would say do a 66-day challenge and implement it and do it daily, whatever it may be, right?
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
you also have to have an action plan behind that. So like when we new hire somebody, they have a 30, 60, 90, right?
Hmm.
And in those 30, 60, 90 days, we have a weekly touch base to see if they're hitting the benchmarks or the things they're supposed to be doing, and then where can we help them or coach them, like, because we want to make sure that they're getting what they need from us, and then they're having that winning atmosphere, right? Like,
Yeah.
so just with anything, even if it's just, oh, we're going to do a new platform, great. Okay, what's the 30, 60, 90 outline? The consistent part is I'm going to use it. The second part is I'm going to take all the things that they gave me and learn from them, because there's videos they upload and there's things you can sign up for and Zoom classes that you can do now and all kinds of stuff, or there's one-on-one training you can do like we're doing right now. But if you're not going to sign up for that, then why the heck did you go pay that to not learn about the platform you're using and just muddle
Yeah.
your way through it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the measurement part, right?
Absolutely.
Like that. Yep. Cool. Anything else you have with consistency?
And no, I think that's all I have. I think in a nutshell, be consistent on what you provide and be consistent on what you can measure.
Yeah, and I think, you can even come back to like the snowball going down the hill, right? Like it becomes like a huge, like it could be a snowman. It just gains momentum, right? So if you're doing those small things every day, it's just going to gain momentum, or it's going to become easier to do it.
Hmm.
It's like, so working out for me was like, I hated it. And I thought like I had to run on a treadmill forever, and just run and run and run and run. And I'm like, I actually kind of like weightlifting. And I know I brought this up in the last podcast, but now that I've been doing consistently, I can't see myself not getting up in the morning and doing it.
Yeah.
Like I can't see myself not getting up in the morning and making phone calls. Like I call my family on the weekends just to make phone calls and they love it. So it's like, hey, and I'm technically working, so that's calling sphere, right? But like if I didn't make the phone calls, I would go about my day like a lost nomad, or roaming the desert or something. I just feel weird.
Yeah. Let's
I
get
don't know.
that weird, eerie feeling. I didn't
Yeah.
do that thing I was supposed to do.
What's that one thing oh yeah,
It could
every
throw off your
morning.
whole day. I know it sounds weird, but I mean, it does. It does.
All right. Well, I always bring a quote into it before we end. So I have one. It's from Eleanor Roosevelt. It says, I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday. I thought that was pretty cool because if you consistently make the choices and create habits, right, and rituals and routines and whatever you want to call them, you're going to become a better person if you strive, if you break it down from what you define success as and break that down and time block those things in your calendar about who you want to be and who you want to become, right?
Mm-hmm.
Success is when your dreams become your reality, basically.
Absolutely.
I think that's a huge one. I don't know who said that one, but if you think about it, you dream about what you want to be, and that's your definition of success. And if you can create the habits and be consistent about executing those, it's when your dreams catch up to reality is when when you're successful.
Yep.
I think that's huge. So I'm going to
I'm
end
on board.
I don't know. That's motivation right there. I'm going to go make some phone calls now.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Yep. See you next week.
Till next time.